Hey, and welcome to the Meditations and Musings podcast. I'm Elena Lipson. I'm a mama, I'm a wife, and I'm the founder of the Divine Self-Care Circle membership and the Virtual Retreat Academy. I don't believe that you have to sacrifice your body, your health, or your family in order to create true abundance and prosperity. I believe in living based on the divine feminine metrics of success, and these include pleasure, play, ease, grace, and a slower pace. Each week, I'll bring you 1 to 2 new episodes. One of these will be a guided meditation that you don't have to do on the meditation pillow, and the other will be a conversation to help you access your inner wisdom, to ignite abundance, and inspire others to do the same. I invite you to join me on this journey back to the magic of a divinely aligned and well cared for you. And now, join me for today's episode.
Welcome back to the Meditations and Musings podcast. This is Elena Lipson, your self-care coach, now becoming your divinely aligned coach. So there's a couple of changes here in my world that I wanted to share with you before we get into today's topic, which is the most important word in manifestation. Truly, 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 it is the thing that trips people up the most. So a couple of changes. I've started speaking about them in the past episodes. I'm recording this episode. It is the first week of 2021. And I know people have so many expectations for this year and so many hopes and so many dreams and so many changes that I think we are all ready for on all levels, right? So in my work as a self-care coach, I've been leading the Divine Self-Care Circle for the last 6 years. And I felt deep down in my soul that it was time for a shift, a pivot, a change. And it took me a while to really get clear on, was it about deleting the circle? Was it about changing all my programs, changing my branding fully? And step by step, I got closer and closer. And I did this by literally doing the work that I teach, which is learning how to get aligned with, listen to, and trust my own inner voice. And what became really clear over the last several weeks, even months, was that it was definitely time for something new. And I want to keep the circle, but it couldn't be in the form that it has been over the last 6 years, because I've changed and I've grown, and you have changed and you have grown. And the things that I'm excited and passionate and enthusiastic to share and teach and learn and grow into have changed. So I have made several changes, including the circle is now called the Divinely Aligned Circle. And it is for those amazing women who have figured out certain aspects of life and got it like down. And yet there's other parts of life that haven't fully clicked in. And so that alignment between mind, body, spirit, between health, wealth, and happiness are just a little bit off, right? So the missing piece is this alignment between past, present, and future, between what you want and what you have, between who you are and who you want to be, seems to be a little off. And so that's who I'm speaking with. We're going to be diving into money and building sustainable wealth and being the aligned version of you now. And we're kicking the whole thing off with a free masterclass, which I'm calling a play date, because if it's not fun, it's not worth doing, right? Doesn't mean that it has to be easy. It's going to be, it's new, it's challenging. I'm learning as I'm going with new aspects of my business here. But I want to invite you to this new divinely aligned or aligned from inside masterclass. And I'm hosting it 3 times. So you have 3 different opportunities to go. You are absolutely welcome to come to all of them if you want to. I'll be sharing my divinely aligned framework. I will be not just teaching, but we're going to be actually doing. So that's the difference between just coming to something and listening and actually bringing your journal and your pen and bringing your full attention and awareness. It's going to be on January 11th, 12th, and 3rd. I'm sorry, 11th, 12th, and 13th. And the link is in my bio. The link is also in my Instagram bio. You can the notes for the show, sorry, the show notes and the bio on Instagram. Oh, sorry. Okay, I think I need to get some fresh air. I've been speaking for a while now. Okay, so you're invited. I'd love to have you there. I will be sending out emails. So if you're on my email list, you'll receive it. And if you are listening to this after the masterclass, then we will be running another one in the near future, but you can check out the details and get the recording also in the show notes and in my bio on Instagram, Elena_Lipson. Okay. Whew, okay, I got through that mostly. Okay, so the thing that I wanted to talk about today was the most important word and the most often missing word in manifestation. And there's a reason that we miss this word. So often we want to create our vision of the future and then manifest it. But a lot of the times what I see happening is that you are not fully satisfied with what you have, which is of course causing you to want something different. The problem with this is that you're thinking or meaning the situation that you're in now that you're not super 100% aligned with or happy with, or the future, right? And the future is like, so you're balancing out what you have now versus what you want, or you can apply it to who you are now versus who you want to be. But what this does is it actually, this or mentality creates a gap. And that gap is where we get tripped up most, because the gap, even though in reality, the gap is not even really there. It's not even existent, because you can change your life so quickly once you decide. The gap becomes the size of the Grand Canyon because you feel like you're so far away from that version of you there. Now, there might be areas in your life where you actually are super fine and happy, and you're like, great, this part is exactly how I want it. Like, it could be in health and wealth or relationships. You can have one of those dialed in a really great way, but then there's another aspect that makes you feel like you don't have it all together, like you want something totally different. But the how of how to get there seems like totally impossible. And the distance between now and where you want to be feels really impossible. And one of the reasons that it does feel impossible is because you're comparing your now to somebody's now, which is totally different. So where I am now might feel very daunting. Like, so for example, let's take, if you wanted to grow your business, you're an entrepreneur, you want to grow your business with a podcast. And you've been wanting to start one for a long time, and you're seeing like, okay, I really feel like I want to do this. And then you look at me or someone else, and this is my 200 and I think 16th episode. Where am I? 26th episode? Like, where in the world am I? I've been recording this for so long, I sort of lose track of dates sometimes. This is episode number 226. So, and I've been doing it for 3.5 years. And we're just about at 70,000 downloads. And I have learned a lot from episode 1, right? But when I was starting my episode 100 or 200 felt like so far away, right? So if you were comparing your first episode with my 225th episode or 26th episode, you might, feel like you're not anywhere near where you want to be. You don't have any downloads yet. How are you going to get this shared? And what are you going to talk about? And can you keep like, you have all these doubts and questions, right? But that's not the point. Maybe your podcast will take off in 10, 20 episodes, and mine took 300 episodes. Like, if you have no idea the journey that I'm on, the pieces of my life that I've been working on and my intuitive nudges and what I want to work on are very different from yours. So you're comparing your now to my now, and my now is different from your now. So we psych ourselves out, and sometimes we don't even start that thing because we think it's the journey to get there is like a Grand Canyon, and it feels very daunting. So what do you do? What do you do? This is where the most important word in manifesting or manifestation comes in. And that word is and. Here's how you use the word and. And this is what I use this in my journaling and my teaching of journaling quite a bit. So instead of feeling like you're constantly focused on the future and what you want, which causes a gap the size of the Grand Canyon, causes worry, causes doubt, causes like, if I can't see it, it's not real, right? The trick is to get into the and mentality, and you can start with a very simple journaling practice. And it could be as easy as this. I appreciate so many things in my life right now, and I'm excited for what's to come. I feel like a newbie starting this podcast, and I'm so excited that I know this journey is going to teach me everything I need to know about podcasting. Right? Can you feel the difference between something like, I'm really unhappy about my money situation. I really want to bring in $20,000 next month, right? Or $1,000 next week, whatever it is. You can automatically sense the difference between the first two statements and the third one. You can feel it in your body. Just try it for yourself. When I say this first two statements out loud, I feel like I'm actually in where I want to be. I feel like I'm appreciating where I am now so much, even with all its flaws. And I'm also really excited about what's coming, and I can get clear about what's coming, right? I am someone who is taking time to grow and develop my relationship with money. And I'm so excited that I know that 6 months from now, I'm going to know so much more about growing wealth, right? That is such a different statement than, I'm really bad with money, but someday I hope I'll be better. Or like a year from now, I really want to be better. Like, it just automatically creates a lack. It automatically creates a disconnect. So in order to align with your present and future, where you are now and where you want to be, that missing word "and" can change the energetics of your manifestation, of creation, of where you are, because the only place that you can manifest from, the only place that you can create from, is right now. If you spend time to practice the "and," then your mind, body, and spirit start to align the past, present, and future, right? So you can even use it to heal and reframe things that happen in your past and connect it to the future, because that's another reason we're going to get into this in the Align Masterclass. So if you want to work on this, like really get into the details of what it is that is you feel like is stopping you from getting to the "and," I can help you do that during this masterclass. But the reason a lot of people have trouble creating from now is because their energy is either stuck in the past or worried about the future. And the only place we can ever create from is now, which is why "and" is such a powerful tool. But it doesn't only apply to the future manifestations, it also applies to things that happen in your past that you feel guilty about, or you feel shame about, or you feel like are keeping you stuck, right? So for example, if you're someone, let's continue this sort of money example. If you're someone who's had debt in your past, like I have for sure had debt. I don't anymore. But I have had debt in the past, and it actually left me with a lot of guilt and shame for the debt that I had, even though I've paid it off several times now. I felt like I kept reaccumulating it because I was holding on to this shame energy in my body. So in order to rewrite that, I can start creating an "and" statement, something like, even though I have accumulated debt in the past and I have felt shame in the past, I realized that it taught me so much about why I was overspending or why I wasn't taking time to learn about money. And I now feel more aligned with the opportunity to learn about building sustainable wealth. And I'm so excited about the future because I am making different choices. Right? Can you see how that "and" starts to create an energetic shift that goes backward and forward? And it actually lands you squarely in the present, which is the only portal of creation. But this portal of creation called the now gets distorted if you are still feeling those negative pulls to the past about mistakes or regrets or things you didn't do or should have done differently. And then you're worried about your future because you're like, well, if I did that back then how do I know I can trust myself to even take action in the future, right? So this is where the aligned method that I teach starts to create alignment, not just with your mind, body, and spirit, which is like a kind of a facing upwards, right? The past, present, and future. It starts to align the energetic presence of the past so that you can actually be present and stop worrying about the future. It is such a powerful method. It is not complicated, but it's the most overlooked. And it starts with one of the words that we are going to use in this divinely aligned method is and. So I hope I give you enough examples that you can start playing with it. If I were you, I would hit rewind and I would listen to how I laid out those examples, and I would take your own topic, whether it's health or relationships or money, and I would start writing some statements that build the and between the past, the present, and the future. And you'll start feeling that shift in your body once you start rewriting it, and actually not just rewriting it just to write it, just to make me happy, because you're not doing this for me, but doing it in a way that really shows you that even though you've made mistakes in the past, it's okay. Like, not just thinking it's okay, but really understanding that everything that happened in the past is a journey of teaching and learning and growing. Everything that's happening right now is a journey of teaching, learning, and growing. And everything that will happen in the future is the same, because there is no past, present, and future, right? We're not going to fully go quantum physics here, but this will start to help you see that the only thing that is holding you back right now from making a different choice is the self-doubt and the lack of trust in your ability to make different choices. And so we start doing that by reframing our relationship with the past and the future so that we can actually make effective choices in the present. Okay, I'm just going to leave it there because I feel like if you rewind back to those original examples, it'll give you plenty to do. If you need support with this, or you're like, I just can't figure out how to phrase this, I'm really good at it. I've been doing it for a long time. I've done it for clients. I'm really good at helping reframe that past, present, future link with the and. Message me on Instagram and just hit me up and let me know, like, I'm having trouble figuring out how to phrase this, and we can go back and forth and figure it out for you. If you want to take this deeper in health and wealth and relationships, come to the January 11th, 12th, or 13th, or you can come to all three and choose a different topic for each one on the Aligned from Inside Masterclass. So grab the link, it's in the show notes, or head on over to my Instagram bio. It's the only link available right now, so you don't have to remember, just click it, sign up. You don't even have to choose a day, because once you sign up for one, you'll get reminders for all three. And feel free to invite a friend, do it together. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Again, Happy New Year's. Welcome to my new Divinely Aligned coaching. Some of the branding on the podcast will change over the next month or two. We're also going to have interviews starting very soon, probably by February. I already have an amazing lineup of just incredible people that I want to share with you. And each podcast episode is going to be more like a little workshop. So it's not going to be, there'll be some fun conversations as well, but I really want to make sure you get the most out of it that you can. So thank you again so much. Have an amazing day. Take care of yourself. Like, self-care is still going to be on the menu. So it's not like I'll never talk about self-care again, but really, really what I want to talk about is alignment, both in the present and the past and the future, with your mind, body, and spirit, and get you into that life now that I know you are capable of, and just really understanding that you are so worthy of everything that you want now. And it's really not a Grand Canyon away. It's actually already here. All right. I will see you on the next episode. This is Elena Lipson, your Divine Alignment Coach, and I will see you next time.
Thank you so much for listening and learning about the new divine self-care way of being in your life, business, and the bedroom based on the divine feminine metrics of success: pleasure, play, ease, grace, and a slower pace. If you're ready to bust the myth of overwhelm and tap into an inspired start to each day, I've put together a free video series for you to help you start each day with energy, inspiration, and ignite that inner pilot light which attracts joy, magic, and synchronicity. You can access my 3-step magic morning practice to help you ignite your inner light and attract the abundance that you're craving. Head on over to elenalipson.com/gift And if you enjoyed this episode, I would so love if you share it with a friend, a sister, a mother, a daughter, and please leave a review. That is how the magic starts to ripple out. Here's wishing you a day full of beauty, magic, and divine self-care. I'll see you next time at the Meditations and Musings podcast.